Earlier this week, I published a video on Andrew Tate, which did amazingly well. However, many people massively misunderstood what I was trying to say in the video. I was talking about how some parts of his ideology are good for people at times. However, people become overly obsessed with it. Clearly that video did very well, but many people did not receive it in the way that I would wish, with the video receiving more dislikes than likes, which is very unfortunate considering that most people didn't even watch it all the way through to the end. Although that video wasn't Andrew Tate, I want to speak on the wider topic here. We're talking about the world of improvement, self-improvement, motivation, and all of the rest of it. And I want to talk about both the good sides and the bad sides of it. Because obviously, as an outright principle, self-improvement is going to be a good thing. It gets you to a much better place in life, and it has helped and is helping millions of people every single day, especially on the internet. The problem I want to outline here is something a bit wider though, and how this can actually negatively impact us as well. Now, I don't make this video to say that everybody should stop doing self-improvement or stop watching self-improvement influencers. As a matter of fact, I know there's countless names out there who have done a lot of good for people and will continue to do so as time progresses. It is overall something which has had a massive positive impact on our society. It's got millions of people up and doing stuff that they would have never done before. It's inspired people, and it's allowed some real talented people to come out of the woodwork and show us what they know. It's had a massive impact on some of the people that I know, and I can actively see how it's changing and improving people's mindsets. I am not against the concept at all. I think it's something which everybody should be on. The concept of self-improvement, as in improving oneself, is not something that anybody can deny if we're talking straight facts. It's going to help you and it's going to get you to a better place. I'm not necessarily here to even argue that point because we all know it's true. What I want to say though is what happens when we get too far into this cycle and how it can negatively impact us in different ways. Because as somebody who's been trying to improve myself for the last couple of years before it was even a main trending thing, I've experienced both sides of this, actually all sides of this, and I've seen the great and the negative. And I want to share this all with you in this video so that we can look at both the good sides, the bad sides, and how you can not make the same mistakes that I have. If you enjoy videos like this, don't forget to like and subscribe, as I do love to make these videos and I hope you enjoy watching. So like I said, self-improvement as a whole is a great thing. There are countless different influencers who have came out in the fitness space, in the business space, and the whole concept of self-improvement has given these people a channel that they would have not had before. And this has opened them up and their mindsets up to millions and millions of people, giving a little snippet of that success to people all around the world. This is a great thing, and this is really one of the first times in my lifetime, I believe, that we are seeing this to the degree. Because if you think about it, there's always been influencers, but in the last 10 to 15 years, when we think about people on YouTube, who have we had? We've had streamers, gamers, bloggers, food eaters, all sorts of strange stuff. And I'm not here to say that entertainment is a bad thing. Some of these channels have had great videos, but none of these have really been inspirational, or not in a good way at least. Obviously we can say that we enjoy things in moderation, but gaming as a whole isn't really something that improves our actual life status. When we think about people who are trying to teach us about fitness, people who are trying to teach us how to make money, this is a very positive movement. It's trying to get us out of the mess that we're in, equip us with better morals, better mindsets, and ultimately more money as well, and hopefully more fitness. These are things which everybody could do with, and the fact that we're seeing this on the internet now is really powerful and quite impressive if you ask me. Day after day, countless videos of this type are uploaded to YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram. And the thing is, whilst all of these videos are very interesting and very entertaining, this can be a bad thing. Self-improvement is one of those things where you don't really need to have the active inspiration all the time. Most people need to know what they need to do initially, and then they're getting the ball rolling. I said this in my Andrew Tate video. I said the concept of what Andrew Tate teaches isn't necessarily bad, as in the Matrix, everybody should try to get their time back, their money back, get free. That's never going to be a bad thing in my opinion. But this is where the problem comes in. We fall into somebody else's matrix, believing what all the influencers tell us, when in actuality this is just our first step to get to where we want to go. So once we open up our mind, it's important to kind of take ourselves off the self-improvement / self-help video loop. Because we just sit there watching hours and hours of self-improvement and self-help. And what happens when we do this? We get to, 12 PM, 1 PM, 2 PM, 3 PM, 4, 5, and the whole day is gone. We could have gone to the gym. We could have opened up our laptop, started a new business idea. But what did we do? We sat in bed and we did nothing because we were watching self-improvement videos. You can become a master at self-improvement and still do nothing. It relates to the whole theoretical side of things. I'm not a big fan of theories. I say this all the time. When I went to university, I was disappointed that I'm doing an active degree in business and all of the people there are talking about business theory. I don't want to hear about theory. I want to hear about practical implementation. And the same's true with self-improvement. Why are you sat here talking about, how you're going to do this in a couple of years and why you need to watch this video to do that, and then you do nothing? Every day that passes is a day that you've not improved if you don't implement this information. And that's what I'm trying to say. You need to have both sides of it. Are you going to watch it and are you going to use it? If you're watching it, learning from it actively, that's not going to be bad. That's something that you could actually do with. And as much as I said that most people should probably come back off the self-improvement videos a little bit, there is a strong niche who need this, because without that motivation daily, they are going to stop improving at all. Now, I am not for a second saying that you should abandon your favourite YouTuber or Instagram celebrity. I'm just saying understand, what they teach is going to be helpful, but only to a point. Once you have regained your free thought, once you have understood the importance of going to the gym, getting exercise, trying to make more money, trying to win back your time, you know all that you need to know. And then it's time to start carving out your own path. I think this is why a lot of people struggle with it, because that's where things get scary. I'm going to use another analogy here, and I'm going to use the one of driving a car. When you're driving with a driving instructor, it's fairly easy. You've got somebody to correct all the problems right beside you. When you take the car out on the road for the first time, it's like, what am I going to do? Even though you know all the stuff, now you have to actually implement it by yourself with no guidance. It's really, really scary. And that is just like what I'm trying to say here. It's just like that with self-improvement. It's easy to get on the road once you understand all the information, but a lot of people get so scared of it because they fall into this loop, and it's very, very easy to do that. For a start, most of the influencers that you watch already have all the stuff that you want, and if that's the case, you can easily be sucked into their lifestyle, as in watching what they do, and you sit there almost imagining that you're one of them, being there with them round that table, whilst they're sat in Monaco, Dubai, all of these fancy places. You wish that you were one of them, but then you look around and you weren't. You're still sat here doing nothing. You see what I'm saying, and you see the importance of now moving. It's easy to acknowledge, but it's hard to actually implement because it is scary. But how do we do it once we get the information? Just like preparing for any test, we need to actively experiment with it. It's all well and good saying that we have the information and so-and-so's taught us this and we're now going to implement this, and then we don't do it. We learn a lot from these people, but we are still going to fail. Whether it's learning business or having a slow, tedious journey in the gym, you can learn a lot from all of these different influences. But the thing is, you need to understand that it's still going to take a lot of hard work from you. The internet has just facilitated the connection between people who want to do well and people who know how to do well. They can sell you a course, which I, as I've said before, don't have a problem with, but even if they have the best course in the world, if you don't implement any information, you're not going to get rich. The truth is, we can look at people who have millions, we can look at people who are great athletes, who have amazing bodies from the gym, and we can still think that we can get there by doing a fraction of the work just because we bought this person's gym program, just because we bought this person's business course. It's got nothing to do with that. Yes, we can learn a lot from them initially, but from there we need to acknowledge what goes into the next step, and we need to do the same amount of work that they have done. It's hard, it's tedious, and it's a long journey. Self-improvement as a whole, self-improvement as a concept is a very, very powerful and good thing, and it's inspiring millions of people every single day. But the thing is, take the information and use it. If we don't do this, we're just wasting our time. We might as well watch anything else on the internet. As people fortunate enough to have access to the mobile phone, the internet, and this great network of people all on the same path, we would be a massive letdown. We'd be letting ourselves down by a large amount if we don't take this information and use it correctly. So remember, guys, even with the best information in the world, with the best teachers and the best education, you are not going to get anywhere unless you use it correctly and use it at all. The first step to actually improving is not watching self-improvement content, but it's taking the steps yourself. Even if you're fully educated and you think you're going to go in there and smash it, there's going to be parts where you're going to fail on, and there's going to be things that you didn't expect that occur. These are the real learning opportunities, and this is what we all benefit from, as hard as it is to acknowledge. So, thank you for watching this one, and I hope to see you in our next video. See you soon.